Welcome everyone. This is Politics Tonight. I am Olajumoke Olatuji. Thank you so much for joining us as we dig and go beyond the headlines for informed analysis of major political stories in Nigeria. Thank you so much for joining us once again. The Supreme Court sitting in Abuja has dismissed 3 separate appeals seeking to nullify the election of the governor of Akwa Ibom State, Omua Amu. And on the interview segment for today, our focus is on the factors that will shape Edo governorship election with one of the governorship aspirants in Edo State, Victoria Amu, as our guest. Welcome to Politics Tonight, everyone. Please stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're still watching Politics Tonight, digging beyond the headlines. Now let's begin with some developments in the polity. The Supreme Court in Abuja has dismissed 3 separate appeals seeking to nullify the election of the governor of Akwa Ibom State, Omua Amu, on account of alleged certificate forgery. The court dismissed the appeal after the appellants had withdrawn their appeal. Our judiciary correspondent, Celestina Iria, reports. In a related development, the Supreme Court is expected to deliver judgments in about 7 governorship election appeals tomorrow. The states are Lagos, Kano, Zamfara, Plateau, Ebonyi, and Bauchi, and also across river states. Now let's take a short break, and when we return, it will be time to speak with our guest of the day, who is the governorship aspirant for
Experience information and entertainment like never before as TVC Breakfast takes your weekends to a whole new level. Introducing TVC Breakfast Weekend Edition, your ultimate source of thrilling sports updates, insightful political analysis, and captivating entertainment news. Stay in the know with what's trending, catch up with the latest in sports, and immerse yourself in the latest buzz from the world of music and movies. Your weekends are no longer just days off, but moments packed with knowledge, excitement, and enjoyment. TVC Breakfast Weekend Edition, only on TVC News.
Lagos is the most visited state in Africa as the 5th largest.
Welcome back, everyone. As politicking for the successor of Governor Godwin Obaseki of the People's Democratic Party speakings, the All Progressives Congress seal of nominations, expression of interest, and delegate forms for contestants kicked off yesterday, Wednesday, January 10, and will end on January 29, 2024. While primary election is slated for February 17, 2024. The APC pegged the price for the expression of interest and nomination forms at 10 million naira and 14 million naira respectively. But the party also said female aspirants and persons living with disabilities are to pay for expression of interest while the nomination form is free. And for the first time in the history of the governorship election in Edo State, the aspirants are over 68 in the 3 big political parties, the APC, the PDP, and the Labour Party. Joining me tonight for what she intends to do differently in Edo State if she gets the party's ticket and if elected is Victoria Amu, a USA-trained occupational therapist with a master's degree in community health education and a candidate doctoral degree in occupational therapy. She is a member of the APC. Good evening, madam, and thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Thank you so much for having me.
Right, but before we get right into the interview, let's share this video of you making a case for your election bid.
Okay. That's when Comrade Adamson Shomole was in power. they still haven't been able to reach the maximum. It is weird, Comrade Adams Oshiomhole left in getting them borehole and getting water in the whole of Esa. That's where they are now. If you leave that, you go to Edo South. There are so many roads in Edo South that are not passable. They are just not motorable. You will wonder if there have ever been, if there is a governor in Edo State. For you to be a governor, like I always say, it takes the will, you wanting to make sure you deliver service to the people. I want to be the governor of Edo State because I know I am capable, I know I am competent, I know my years of experience, the years of experience in politics and outside politics has enabled me to gather enough experience to be able to manage the state like Edo State.
Right, so that's you right there. Thank you for joining us once again. So the sale of nomination forms started or kicked off yesterday. Have you bought your form?
No, not yet.
Why not?
I'm going to buy my form.
When do you intend to buy it?
I'm going to buy my form Monday.
Monday.
Yes,
okay, this coming Monday.
This coming Monday, definitely.
Because I would have said, I mean, the purchase of that form will somehow tell of your seriousness for this election.
Yes,
but also,
I am serious.
Yes, but also tell us what informed your party's choice of subsidizing the amount of that form for women and persons living with disabilities.
My party, the All Progressive Congress, is a gender-friendly party. My party, the All Progressive Congress, truly understands the population that he gets his most votes in. For the All Progressive Party, they understand that women play a large role in voting. They understand that persons with disabilities also come out in large song. And because they are people who govern with a face, a human face on them, it was very necessary for them to bring down the price. And I want to thank them because most people would assume that the cost of nomination form or expression of interest form would be too large for any woman to take the bull by the horn. But we are seeing a difference. People are coming out.
Fantastic. Edo State has never had a female governor. And you're saying that you're here to restore the state's lost glory. Yes. What informed that decision?
I have been in politics for over 18 years, I must tell you. In politics, I was in the campaign council for Comrade Adams Oshiomhole. Okay. First tenure and second tenure. In politics, I was in strategy and research committee for the second tenure of Comrade Adams Oshiomhole when we got 18 over 18. At that election, we wanted to find out what would make us win 18 over 18. And it was that strategy and research committee that came up with the key to that. I have been in campaign councils for senators, for House of Reps, all through from 2006, I have been in politics. So for me, I have noticed also that women have also been in the backstage. We're always there voting. We're always there standing with the men. We haven't seen strong women. We haven't seen women come out to the end and say, yes, I truly want to contest for the position of governor. We haven't seen women truly come out to the end. And you don't blame them. Like the men will say, the women don't like going to meetings. But in my years of politics, I have left my children at home. I have gone out to meetings at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. I have campaigns. We leave Edo South, we leave Benin, and we go into Akoko Edo. And by the time we start hitting downtown to Benin, it's 10 o'clock, 11, 12. I've been home. A whole lot of us come back home late at night. So we have paid our dues, and it is time for the state itself to understand that it's time for a woman.
I mean, I would love to see a female governor, but do you think Edo State is ready for a female governor?
Yes, Edo State is ready. Women have been playing several roles in Edo State. women, if you take a look at the male contenders, they must always have a woman with them. And the woman they would have with them is a strong woman. Mm. So
but
you want to tell me,
yes,
you want to tell me that strong woman cannot be the party chairman of Edo State? A strong woman can't be the party chairman of Edo State. You want to tell me that strong woman that politician, male politician, picks up as, yes, this is my woman leader. Can that woman not be the state secretary of a party? Yes, that woman can be the state secretary of a party. So we are gravitating towards where women now understand their role in politics. And the men now understand that in order for me to win, I need the women. So for me as a woman coming into the contest, what I'm doing is that I'm going to have the support of all the women behind me, because it is time for women to showcase their skills. It is time for women to govern the state. And we're going to see it in this particular election. And most importantly, APC, the All Progressive Party, needs to take control of Edo State. And we've had men, and there's nowhere in the Constitution that it says a man must always be the governor of a state. It's not written anywhere. We've had men rule Edo State. Our historical antecedent tells us that, you know, you had General Ugbemudia, you had Lucky Igbenedion, you had Godwin Obaseki from Edo South. You also had from ESA, from the Edo Central, you also had Ambrose Ali, you have Professor Osumbo there. In Edo North, where I come from, there's only one person who has come out as a governor, and that person is my senator, Senator Adams Oshomole, the erudite senator, right. The man who believes in every woman must be at the forefront of every campaign, and every woman is a viable. He was the first person to make a woman a council chairman in Edo State. So that says a lot about who he is and what he believes women can do.
Right, so later on we will come back to how women have been relegated to the backseat when it comes to politics and governance. But some moments ago you highlighted your political experience. But when it comes to public service, what's your experience like?
Public service in terms of us getting the power.
In terms of governance.
Yes. Instead of governance, it's been a source story. And it's not only in Edo State. If you take a poll at the whole of Nigeria, what's the Nigerian population? The Nigerian population...
I'm talking about you
yes.
in particular.
Yes. Why?
What's your experience when it comes to public service? You're aiming to become the governor of Edo
yes.
State. What experience do you say you have that will give you that gives you what it takes to be the governor?
If I start with my profession, that would be very good. I'm an occupational therapist by profession. And that means that I work in the hospital. That means I rehabilitate persons. That means I have been in that profession for over 20 years. Then secondly, I mentioned to you earlier on that I have been in politics for over 18 years. That means that I have played active politics, which means that I have been able to learn the ropes. I have been able to campaign for candidates. I have been able to understand party rules and regulations. I've been able to understand the essence of having elders and leadership in the party. So if you sum all of those things together, I'm the most viable candidate. And I hope that the other contestants will drop down for me.
Wow. How popular are you within your party? I asked that question because you've declared your unwavering confidence in securing a landslide victory in this primary election. When you have other bigwigs like Professor Osumbo, Clement Agba, and the rest, what gives you this confidence? How popular are you within your party in Edo State?
Very popular. If you come to Edo State and you ask for Victoria Amu, everybody, the name Victoria Amu is synonymous with politics. The name Victoria Amu is synonymous with APC, and the name Victoria Amu is also synonymous with good governance. is synonymous with the things that I have done for my community, outside my community. We have 3 senatorial areas in Edo State. We have Edo North, we have Edo Central, and we have Edo South. Within Edo South, that has 7 local government areas. I'm a household name, I'm a household face. Within the women folk in those local governments, I'm a household name and a household face. If you move to Esan Central, where you have the Esan West, Esan Southeast, and Uromi and all of those, I'm also a household name because I have gone on several assignments for the leadership of the party in those regions, and I have visited. I have done campaigns for senatorial candidates, House of Rep candidates from those areas, chairmanship candidates from those areas. Then if you go to Edo North is where I come from. That's where I flourish. You know, if you go to the Esakos, I'm also a household name in the Esakos and a household face. You know, amidst women and amidst men. It's so exciting for me, and I'm very humbled because sometimes when I put out a post on my page, somebody just replies me and says, "Madam, you've paid your dues." So that should say a lot. So that's what makes me popular at this time of the game.
So you were also hoping that some persons step down for you. Who are those people?
My fellow colleagues, contestants, I hope that they will step down for me.
Why do you think they should step down for you?
Obìnrin ló kàn. It is the turn of a woman.
That's interesting.
Yes, èmi ló dẹ̀ kàn.
All right, that's interesting. So how would you say the people of Edo State have received the idea of your candidacy?
With jubilation, everybody is excited. Everybody, it's a welcome, and everybody is asking me, "Are you sure? Are you sure?" When I saw the 18 local government women leaders, I told them, I said, this is an agreement between both of us, all of us here. Are you assuring me that if I bring out this million and buy this vote, you will stand by me? And they all said yes. You know, so I am confident, not because I'm a woman alone, but because of what I'm going to bring into politics. I'm looking outside the box. You know, my development agenda says it all because I timed it back to basics. We are going to use terms.
Help us simplify that.
Yes, back to basic. We are going to use terms that are workable. We are going to develop Edo State. Remember my slogan is reclaiming Edo for Edo people. We need to have good governance. We need to have good hospitals. We need to sleep with our eyes closed. There needs to be infrastructural development. All our roads are tattered and gone. Our markets needs to be functionable for our women. Our farms needs to be accessible. The issue of security should no longer be at the forefront of the things that you want a governor to do. It should be the things that just comes into place when someone is a governor. So that's what I'm bringing into this game. I'm thinking out of the box. So
apart from being confident, apart from being a woman, what makes you different from the average politician in Edo State?
I just told you, my uniqueness. My uniqueness, my unique approach to situations. Remember, I'm an occupational therapist. And as an occupational therapist, I've learned the skill to observe, the skill to repair. I've forever been a repairer. When I came into this country as an occupational therapist, I built an occupational therapy association and department from scratch. So for me, building and modeling anything constructively is my favorite game and favorite stuff to do. So for me, being the governor of Edo State, I will hit the ground running. I will not take 60 or 90 days to appoint my commissioners. Neither will I take 60 or 90 days to appoint my senior special advisors, because those of us who are coming out for governorship, we have all been tested, we have all been trusted, and we all have a second address. We are all professionals. We have held our stuff, we have held our grounds, and we have functioned exceedingly in our areas of calling.
All right, so before we get to how you intend to reposition Edo State when it comes to all of the critical sectors in that state, Edo State is homogeneous in language, culture, and tradition. But correct me if I'm wrong, as someone who has lived most of her life outside the country, in the US, how have you connected with the people? And what difference, right, so how have you connected with the people?
I trained abroad. I trained in the US, which meant that after training, I came back. Like I told you, I work in the civil service. I worked in the civil service of Edo State. I was a staff of University of Benin Teaching Hospital. And while I was a staff, when I finished my tenure as a staff, I became a politician. I told you that I was a senior special assistant to Comrade Adams Oshiomhole, former governor, now Senator Adams Oshiomhole. So I have been able to entrench myself into the system. I'm not coming from nowhere to somewhere. I'm in the system. I'm at home. I'm in the grassroots. I go home. I do the things that are supposed to be done. The things that I do for my people are way more than even the elected officials. So for me, the fact that I can go back to the US to vacation with my children does not take away the fact that I'm also a grassrooter. And that's who I have been. And for me, to be in politics is to be able to impact your people. That's what politics is for me.
Now, so let's now dig deeper. Nigerian women make up 80% of the entire voting population, but of course they're still least considered when it comes to leadership of party administration and undeserved when it comes to governance. What are your plans for Edo women?
Huge plan for Edo women. And it starts with me being the governor because they are all going to stand behind me. Because the Edo woman is now of the realization that this big politician that is contesting with big money can give me 100,000 today. But can he continue giving me 100,000 every day of the every month of the year for my lifetime? He can't. So the women are of the realization. Then the women are of the realization that yes, we must choose one of our own. And who else can we not choose? Who else should we choose if it's not Victoria? So those are the things that have come to play in this particular election. And women also are now clamoring to be better placed. Women are tired of women leaders. If you see an ESCO of 26 members, you only find 2 women. You find a woman as a woman leader. You find a woman as the assistant woman leader. Are you telling me that today we do not have women who can be secretaries? We do not have women who can be organizing secretaries? We do not have women who can be financial? There are women who are accountants, who can be the party financial secretary. You know? So women are at that junction. The realization is getting brighter. We don't have to sit and be clapping and following any man that brings out money and says, yes, don't worry, I'll give you your son. That's their favorite slogan. When I get this position, I'll make your son the chairman of your local government. Don't worry. Don't worry, when I get this position, I will give your daughter vice chairman. I will make your daughter. Don't worry, when I get this position, you can go for House of Assembly. I will support you. Those are lofty ideas that never come to fruition. And the women, year in, year out, lament terribly because they will say, leader promised me, say, I will be the next person for House of Assembly, or I'll be the next person for House of Rep. Leader say, okay, it's okay. You see you I wanted though, but somebody said this and this and this. So women are tired of those stories. So
if you eventually get the ticket and get elected, how do you intend to empower Edo women? That's the question.
Edo women are the forefront. And because Edo women are the forefront, I intend to bring out their strengths. I intend to look at empowering of Edo women through the policies I will bring out. My policies on health, my policies on agric, my policies on security. I just told you. Every Edo woman must be able to access hospital, irrespective of if they are farmers, if they are market women. Every Edo woman must be able to go to their marketplace. You have Edo women, you have women who are big distributors, and yet they do not make it out into the daylight of anything. If you compare the man who is a big distributor of cocoa and the woman who is a big distributor of cocoa, the man who is a big distributor of cocoa would have built houses, would have owned cars, and the woman who is a big distributor of cocoa or a big distributor of rice is still trudging down the way. And then when election day comes, it is this woman that is strong that will go and stand at the election booth and stand to vote and even get her sons and daughters to come and vote. And these men will only wait in the house and say, okay, please call us when the electoral officer is. So for me, I'm putting the woman through my policies. My policies are what? The policies, you already have policies of the state government on these different areas that I'm looking at in my manifesto. So we are going to bring them alive. We're going to make sure they work for the woman. We're going to make sure that whatever women do, because I don't believe in giving you fish. I believe in empowering you to be able to fish for yourself.
So you don't believe in giving them money?
No, I don't. I don't believe that money is the solution because it's not sustainable, my sister. I can give you money, but is it sustainable? Are you assured that if I give you this money this month, next month again, if you call me that I need this money, I'll be able to give you?
Yes, I mean, that's the ideal. That's the ideal situation. And what do you think that is realistic with the kind of politics we practice here in Nigeria?
It is realistic because did you hear the rice saga with the House of Rep people? You heard it? Where the president gave the House of Reps and Senate, all of them, rice to distribute to their local government, which means that if they only distributed the rice of the federal government, it will go around. Rice worth 120 million each constituency. How many people are even in a constituency? Are they up to 1 million? So even if you decide to hand out 1 million to each family in that your constituency, I'm sure you will have change. Then you can buy rice for them. But you see that they got the rice. They didn't distribute, saying that the president has given rice to each constituency, each local government. Instead, they made tags and some rebagged the rice, some retagged the rice. So what do you think about that? It means that they did not have the interest of the people they are serving at the topmost of their hearts. Because if they do, at Christmas time, it's time for you to show love. It's time for you to give to the people who elected you in. And then you have the president helping you out, and you are not even making good use of it. So I hope that answers my question.
Right. So let's stay on this, on money politics for a second before we move on, because this is one of the huge challenges hampering our electioneering process. How do we tackle this?
Money campaign is all about corruption, endemic corruption. I'm not saying don't give out money. I was telling somebody the other day, I said, all through my 18 years of doing politics and campaigning for people, it is only now that I'm campaigning that I now realize that when people come out to campaign with you, you give them transport. In my 18 years, nobody has given me me, Victoria Amu. If there's anybody that has given me transport, let them raise up their hand. I didn't even know that people part with money for such processes. I just thought that, just like me, I'll leave my house, I'll go. So the issue of money can only stop when EFCC starts carrying or picking up all these people with excess money. Because in 4 years, if the only time you assess your people with money is when you are campaigning, after then, you will hardly pick up their phone. They will be calling you, say, I'm busy, I have this to do, I have that to do. So we must stop that kind of thing. And that goes back to where we started again. We must empower our people to be able to sustain themselves and sustain their household, so that money politics will go. And EFCC should start carrying these people, because when you start spreading, when you start sharing money that you don't work for unnecessarily, just to have people vote for you, that's wickedness, and that's hurtful, because after they vote for you, you will not, do you even know what they do? Sometimes they go into a local government and say, I need your vote. The local government will say, okay, bring 85 million naira, bring 100 million naira. The person will bring the 100 million naira and say, take, I need you people to vote for me. They will vote, they finish voting for him, the person will go and will never come back to that local government for anything, because they've paid off the votes. So EFCC needs to pick up all those who are wastefully using money for campaign. Money for campaign should be used judiciously. If people come for your campaign, you feel like giving them transport, you give them transport. But you sit down there and get money and send somebody on an errand. Go and stop this person from campaigning. Go and stop this person from coming out. Those kind of people, I think President Tinubu needs to look into money politics.
All right. Thank you so much. Let's take a break. Tonight, we're looking at factors that will shape Edo governorship election with one of the governors